Good morning.
ප්‍රියන්ත මහත්තයා ඉන්නවද?
බැංකු ගිහින් මැඩම්.
සම්පත් ඔන්ලයින් බැංකින් පහසුයි ලේසි කාලය ඉතුරුයි. සම්පත් බැංකුව හෙට දින එළිය කරයි.
Good evening, this is Primetime News. You're with Newsfirst, your #1 news provider. I'm Sandro Ferdinando.
And I'm Nicola De Zoiza. We start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
Final decision on Mahinda Rajapaksa's nomination tonight. Final documents handed over to the president. If Mahinda Rajapaksa contests, UMP to lodge a complaint.
මැතිවරණ කොමසාරිස්වරයාගෙන් ඉල්ලා හිටිනවා වහාම ඔහුට දීලා තියෙන පහසුකම් අත්හිටවන්න.
A complaint from the UMP to the parliamentary secretary based on the COPE report. Science experiment in Chilao goes awry, 10 students injured.
First up in local news, President Maithripala hosted an iftar ceremony today at the President's house. Iftar is the evening meal when Muslims end their daily Ramadan fast at sunset.
This event was organized for Muslims in Sri Lanka who, along with the global Muslim community, are engaged in the fast during the holy month of Ramadan. Speaking at the event, the President said he hopes for unity and coexistence among the communities. With the blessings of God Almighty and the teaching of Prophet Muhammad, you are working towards building a people-friendly and more lively society through the vision of Islam. Therefore, we are pleased that such meetings and events are organized during this period. As the Republic of Sri Lanka, we understand that it is imperative to foster unity, harmony and coexistence among the Sinhala, Tamil, Muslim, Malay and Burgher communities. We are also aware of the good benefits that this will bring to one's mind.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah.
The United People's Freedom Alliance addressed the media today regarding the status of its nominations at the upcoming elections.
UPFA leaders convened at the opposition leader's office located at number 30 Cambridge Place, Colombo, and held an extensive discussion on the UPFA nominations list.
We have reached a consensus on the nominations. What remains now is the final approval. You will get to know by the day after tomorrow. No, there is no issue about it. There is nothing like that. We will have to wait for the final decision. That is taken into consideration. You just witnessed the exit of the party general secretary and the national organizer. They left to hold discussions with His Excellency the President on what we had discussed. Therefore, we will have to wait it out until late evening to arrive at a final agreement. Mahinda Rajapaksa is fighting for victory against the UNP. Likewise, everyone else is also joining hands in contesting.
මහින්ද පාර්ශවයේ පිරිස්සලට නවයෝජනා සමහර අයට ලොනබෙනවා කියලා කතාවක් යනවා.
දැනට නම් එහෙම එකක් නැහැ.
හැමෝටම ලැබෙනවා.
තුනක් හතරක් තියෙනවා.
There are 3 or 4 to be decided upon. It is not to leave out any person in particular. The count at present is exceeding the available slots. So what if there are 2 of them? There are situations where a decision has to be made on who will make it to the list.
දෙන්නකින් කවුද කියලා තීන්දුව කරන්න ඕන තැන් කීපයක්.
Convening a press conference at its party headquarters, Sirikota, Minister Akila Viraj Karyawasam decried former President Mahinda Rajapaksa's stance to contest the general elections.
It is being said that he will contest from either Ratnapura, Gampaha or Kurunagala. We are waiting for him to contest from Kurunagala. We are prepared to defeat him when he contests from Kurunegala. We challenge him to contest from Kurunegala if you can contest and win in Kurunegala. Facilities were provided for presidents who retire. The view is that a former president must respectfully retire and spend the remainder of his life in retirement. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa is damaging that honour. He is attempting to return to politics by securing 40,000 to 50,000 votes. I request the Elections Commission to immediately stop providing with facilities including office space and vehicles. The executive was chosen. Now the country can choose its policy and group. If this country is to move forward, there needs to be a change in attitude. That is why we are following the footsteps of the late J.R. Jayawardena. When speaking of economic attitudes, he rallied the intelligent professionals who can work around him. It is that group that created the economic revolution.
The former Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Chantima Virakodi, speaking in Galle today, requested the SLFP to field clean candidates for the upcoming polls. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
We are back together. We are strong again. We make a request from both leaderships. If there is a group which was the reason for the people to reject us, then for the upcoming polls, present a UPFA team of clean persons leaving aside the group of rejected persons. We request that they step aside and bless this program. Allow Maithripala Sirisena and Mahinda Rajapaksa to continue with this journey for the village and for the country.
Let's now have a listen to some of the views expressed in the political arena.
Some persons did not accept ministerial portfolios in the government. Some did not accept positions but requested for official vehicles. Vijit Vijayamuni said that the father was dead. They are trying to rise up with the corpse. Is such a thing even possible? There is a force that is prepared to defeat Mahinda Rajapaksa even after obtaining saris from him and eating meals with him. Most of the politicians in this country are buffoons. On the 8th of January, when it was said that Mahinda cannot be defeated, the intelligence society achieved victory for the country by defeating him. Bandulalal is equal to Mahinda Rajapaksa when he becomes a parliamentary election candidate. The United National Party must ensure that they are not wiped away rather than being concerned on the split of the alliance and to whom nominations will be given to. They want to know who will be given nominations from the alliance. Will nominations be given from the alliance? If not the alliance, we will contest under the symbol of the toffee wrapper. The breeze of Mahinda is all over the country. Politics is a joke. On the 8th of January, there was a massive political transformation. For the first time in Sri Lankan history, an incumbent president with presidential powers was defeated by the people at the presidential election. Mahinda also committed mistakes. I'm not saying he did not. They speak of gentlemanly politics. There is no one who can say that they engage in gentlemanly politics. I too have a bad side in me.
The August 17th polls are the topic of much discussion among the political fraternity. Western Provincial Council S.M. Marika had this to say at an event held in Mount Lavinia today.
This program to distribute fishing equipment among the fishing community in Dehiwala took place under the auspices of Councillor S.M. Marikar. The dark era was defeated and Mahinda Rajapaksa, who followed an autocratic rule, was sent home. We believe that come the 17th of August, if you play with the feelings of the poor, that will turn into revenge. We believe that it will be a bigger wave than the January 8th revolution.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe had written a letter to the General Secretary of Parliament that the former chairman of the Committee on Public Enterprises, D.E.W. Gunasekara, had violated parliamentary privileges when looking into the central bank bond transaction. At a special media briefing today, the Premier elaborated.
After the committee report was put forward to Parliament, what did we do? I said we can debate it, that I am the minister in charge. And I wanted the committee also to be summoned. So this matter was taken up in the committee. There was no decision taken. Though the then chairman was against it, the committee members for it. Even if the committee turned it down, I appealed to Parliament to give me a chance to go before the committee. So Mr. Gunasekara's statement saying that there was no need for me to come is incorrect, wrong, false. He has no power to decide. And the committee was more than willing to have me. Once Parliament is dissolved, there cease to be members. Only the Speaker, the legal opposition and the Prime Minister function. That's because two of them because of the 19th Amendment. As a result, no one else has the authority to act on behalf of Parliament or release reports of Parliament. What Gunasekara has done is a violation and a contravention of Section 22 of the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act. And any report from that is also a contravention and is in no way covered by privilege in publication. When the new Parliament meets, we'll ask the select committee to continue with the same members and others, whoever same members are elected and other members, and 3 months to go into this and all the other frauds in the central bank and to report the country will know what has happened to the monies of the people.
When Newsfirst made inquiries from the former chairman of the Corp, Gunasekara, on the matter, he refused to comment and added that he would convene a media briefing in the future and respond to the allegations levelled.
Now, former MP Maithripala expressed his views on the controversial bond deal at the central bank.
There is no hope in the direction which this country is heading. The ones who levelled allegations at another, branding them thieves, carried out the largest theft in the country through the central bank. There is nothing more for them to say, but when they were to reveal the details in Parliament, they decided to dissolve it. Is that justice?
The minister expressed his views at an event to declare open the Diranchikanda Bridge in Handapanagoda Horana.
Newsfirst's Shami Russel caught up with the Minister of Power and Energy, Partali Champika Ranawaka, this afternoon.
Do you have a say in the present administration?
Yes, we have. And we are actually shaping and moving the entire ideology as well as the entire campaign towards this.
Are you closely working with the President?
Yes, definitely.
However, you got to know about the resolution of Parliament through a Colombo-based diplomat.
No, that actually one Colombo-based diplomat stated that Parliament is going to dissolve. The day before this thing, President consulted us, myself and Dr. Rajasena.
You were surprised that the Parliament was dissolved?
No, that I am not surprised. That our opinion was that Parliament should be dissolved after passing this very important 20th Amendment.
Are you surprised that the United People's Freedom Alliance have agreed to provide a candidature to former President Mahinda Rajapaksa?
I'm not surprised, but I'm worried.
You wanted to throw President Mahinda Rajapaksa out from power, and that is what you campaigned for. Are you not ashamed to be in the same camp now, Minister?
No, that we have succeeded, no? We have
succeeded in which way?
We have simply ousted Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa from the presidency.
Will he be the next Prime Minister?
I don't know. It is up to the people to determine on this matter.
You, during election campaigning, said that we have to create a drug-free parliament, we have to create an ethanol-free country, we have to create a society where drugs, ethanol, casinos are not in operation. However, former President Mahinda Rajapaksa was flanked with a group of individuals who facilitate these moves. Are you not worried about Sri Lanka anymore?
Yes, I'm worried. I'm worried because if this phenomenon is going to be continued, that would be a disaster, right? That is actually going against what has been the clear mandate there in January 8th. That's why we are creating a third or an alternative platform.
6.3 million voters voted in favor of President Maithripala Sirisena. Are you not betraying them?
Definitely we are not going to betray because 1/3 of this vote was coming from the moderate, educated, learned cream of this society.
What is the party in which you will be contesting the upcoming elections?
It is not still not determined. But in the time to come, within next 2 days' time, we will announce the new front and the new symbol.
Do you have dreams in this political sphere? What do you want to become in the next few years?
My aim is to create a kind of new economic strategy based on innovation, and also create a kind of new society based on equal opportunities.
Do you aspire to be in the driving seat to take Sri Lanka to the next level?
It is actually up to the people of this country to decide on these matters.
Let me put it very straight. Do you aspire to become the president of the country?
People are some individuals are charged in these things, but we are not going for positions.
An army soldier and his brother-in-law, a retired Air Force serviceman, have come forward with allegations of having been assaulted by a group of individuals travelling with former Minister Keheli Rambukwella last evening.
The soldier allegedly assaulted in Maithripala, Kandy, was travelling in a three-wheeler with his wife, a former member of the Air Force, for medical treatment for her brother. The wife's brother was previously injured in combat during the war.
We were on our way to take my brother to the hospital when a black defender honked at us, but we did not hear them. They drove ahead of us and stopped in the middle of the road and began scolding us. The road is narrow, so we couldn't even move forward. Then an individual from the vehicle hit my husband with a pistol. The vehicle travelling behind them was Keheli Rambukwella's. Keheli Rambukwella then said what's happened has happened and got in his vehicle and left.
Why are we being assaulted? I am in the army and my brother is in the Air Force. When I told them that I was working in the army and asked them why I was being assaulted, they asked me whether I was aware that Keheli Rambukwella was coming to the same place. The vehicle which followed us stopped and Keheli Rambukwella was in it. I asked him, "Sir, is it you? And are those people in front yours?" And he told me not to take notice of it and to leave, and he too left the place. A complaint was lodged with the Peradeniya police with regard to the incident. The army personnel who suffered injuries after the assault was treated at the Kandy hospital and was discharged this afternoon. We fought the war and gave our service solely for the country. These political henchmen need to have some discipline as well. There is no point in appointing underworld thugs who are unaware of the rights of the general public.
Tenuka Vidanagamage, a former UPFA MP, surrendered himself to the Mahiyangane magistrate today over allegations of election violence, which left 3 UNP party workers injured. He was placed in remand custody until the 14th of this month.
Tenuka Vidanagamage was remanded over an incident reported on the 30th of June in Mahiyangane after he appeared in court today along with another suspect. 3 UNP supporters were injured and one even suffered laceration marks after the altercation. He was reportedly taken to the Mahiyangane base hospital for treatment. They were pasting posters in the Mahiyangane town at the time of the incident. 4 suspects were previously taken into custody in connection to the incident. Tenuka Vidanagamage surrendered to court today along with another suspect.
Sajith Premadasa, the Minister of Housing and Samurdhi, elaborated on the program to distribute Samurdhi loans.
UNP Tissamaharama Balamandala representatives were present for this event.
පවුල් ලක්ෂ 35කට ලක්ෂයේ සිට දසලක්ෂය දක්වා ණය දෙනවයි කියලා.
They are visiting temples against me for providing loans from 100,000 rupees to 1 million rupees under 4% interest rate for 3.5 million families. Who is doing this? The persons who stole money from Samurdhi. I wish to state, don't smash one coconut, smash 3.5 million coconuts instead. I created this program to provide loans to these 3.5 million families.
ගහනවා නම් ගහන්න පොල් ගෙඩි ලක්ෂ 35ක්. ඇයි? ලක්ෂ 35කට තමයි මේ ණය බෙදා දීමේ වැඩ කටයුත්ත මම නිර්මාණය කරේ.
Former MP Buddhika Patirana expressed his views on public representatives at an opening ceremony of a dental clinic organized by the Mathura Samadhi Foundation.
The crowds are not judged by the number of posters, nor by the number of offices opened, or by the number of cutouts displayed. It is judged based on how deep the impact the people's representative has had in one's heart. To begin with, a stimulus must be created in society to bring about such a change. To make a stimulus in society, the people in that society need to be uplifted.
The dental clinic will be opened until the 12th of this month with assistance of a number of doctors from Korea.
As part of our ongoing drive to investigate and find truth in the murky world of the drug trade in Sri Lanka, Newsfirst now focuses on urban school students and what mystic drugs might hold for them.
On a number of occasions, Newsfirst revealed details of a drug ring that operates in close proximity to schools. It was also revealed that the drug ring is operating across the island. The ring's primary target, school students. Newsfirst came across a student from a leading school in Ambalangodu who claims that from the 25 students in his classroom, 15 are those addicted to the use of intoxicant pills.
I used a lot of pills. I checked as to what the side effects were in using these pills and for what reasons are the pills prescribed. I looked into everything on these pills. I got addicted to the use of these pills mainly after my father went abroad for employment. My mother is also employed, so most of the time she's not at home. My elder brother has contacts with hotels in Colombo. He gets the drugs from them. I do not have any financial issues. There was a card of pills always in my pocket. I did not need to keep a secret in school. Some of the teachers knew that I was using and my character was such, but they were never an issue to me. I even used the pills while in class.
The main reason for this is the restlessness among the students. Today, the school system is dysfunctional. Children go to school because their parents dress them in white and tell them to go. We need to find answers to this restlessness. Now, whatever remedy we may find, we cannot solve it unless we find the reason for this restlessness.
A drug-free nation leads to a drug-free parliament. Think before you vote.
Meanwhile, students from a school in Arachikattua, Chilla met with an unexpected result during a science experiment this morning.
Grade 11 students from the Dematapitia Primary School in Arachikattua, Chilla were engaged in a science experiment this morning at the school main hall.
A small explosion took place when the students were conducting an experiment with the science teacher. They saw a cloud of smoke. Then one student ran to the tap and washed her face. Her eyes were smarting and the chemicals had splattered on her uniform.
11 students and a science teacher were hospitalized with burnt injuries resulting after mishap during a science experiment. Our correspondent reported that 10 of the students were discharged from hospital. The Chilla police is conducting an investigation over the incident.
An event was organized in Colombo to commemorate the late Edward Henry Petrus, who provided a life to the struggle against colonial rule in Sri Lanka.
With the outbreak of World War I, the British raised the Colombo Town Guard, a regiment of volunteers to defend Colombo if attacked. Edward Henry Petrus, who was a member of the Colombo Town Guard, later opposed the colonial rulers and paid it with his life on the 7th of July 1915. His death played a major role in bringing together the then dispersed effort to secure independence for Sri Lanka.
Today, many raise a voice against the imperialists. In addition, there are those who wear the mask of patriotism. However, there are history's forgotten heroes. Many have forgotten the name of Edward Henry Petrus.
The ceremony to commemorate Edward Henry Petrus, who sacrificed his life for the country, was held near the Petrus Memorial in Colombo 5. Following the ceremony, an almsgiving took place at the Isipatana Ramaya.
Up next is our investigative journalism segment, Action TV.
It has been over 6 months since the results of last year's GCE Advanced Level Examination were released. In this backdrop, the Human Rights Commission of Sri Lanka has reached a conclusion on the examinations. The Human Rights Commission has confirmed that there were errors in the Advanced Level Economics paper and the marking scheme. The Human Rights Commission of Sri Lanka had reached this conclusion after taking into account the presentation that were made by professors and intellectuals who were incidentally experts in the field of economics. The Human Rights Commission was compelled to intervene in order to ascertain that the question paper and its marking scheme were flawless, as the Ceylon Teachers Services Union had filed a complaint with the Commission. Dated the 30th of June and bearing the signature of the Human Rights Commissioner, a report with the conclusions reached by the Commission was directed to the Ceylon Teachers Services Union. When you take into consideration the conclusions reached in this report, a question arises as to whether those who are responsible for releasing a flawed question paper and creating a situation where the public lose faith on the examinations department be allowed to operate in their positions. Even before the conclusion of the 2014 GCE Advanced Level Examination, the lecturers at the University of Ruhuna highlighted the flaws in the examination paper through Action TV. If the Commissioner General of Examinations sought the assistance of an independent board of intellectuals based on the findings, there was sufficient time to hold a fresh examination. However, what the Commissioner General of Examinations did was seek the assistance of persons who do not meet the requirements. More details on Action TV tomorrow.